Shabbat Shalom from Temple Concord. This week in our Torah reading, we begin the book of Leviticus. Leviticus is a hard book, and if you ask most rabbis, they'll tell you it's also often considered the most boring, believe it or not. Leviticus is filled with laws. It's said to be written by the priests, and it lays out all the rules that we're to follow. And on some level, it's the justification for their existence. We learn do this, don't do that, and most of the rules deal with all of the practices considering sacrifices. And of course, you and I haven't been offering animal sacrifices at the temple anytime recently, and we haven't been bringing meal offerings, at least that I know of. So what do we do with all of this? And I think the answer is it's there, but it's a little bit hidden below the surface. For those of us who see sanctity in the text, and yet know that we don't follow each word literally, it's important to recognize what the text gives us. It gives us order. It gives us a sense that if there is goodness in the world, it comes from creating order out of chaos. And that if that's the case, that we can manufacture more goodness simply by creating more order. So if we do something wrong, or if we want to celebrate, how do we do that? Well, in olden days, you'd bring a sacrifice. Now, we go to the temple and we celebrate. We co-sponsor an oneg, or we give a donation, or we celebrate by study. We do things connected to our community so that we can share that goodness with others. In that sense, Leviticus isn't just the most boring book. On the contrary, it's the least boring book, because while the other tells a narrative, Leviticus tells us how to live. And Leviticus says, if we celebrate more, we can create more order, and we can do more good. And that becomes then a fascinating spin, so that we can get ourselves lost in the minutiae of sacrifices. Or we can turn it all the way around and say, you know what, this is really important to who we are living in 2012, even here in Syracuse, New York, because this tells us how we can find order in our lives and how we can make the temple a center of our lives, and we can make celebration and our religious beliefs come together to create goodness in the world. I hope you'll join us at the temple. We have all sorts of things coming up. This Friday evening, we'll have services at 6 o'clock. Jim Brule will be leading a special renewal-style service. It's a wonderful evening, and I hope you'll be there. Next Friday evening, we'll welcome Joshua Nelson. He is an extraordinarily gifted Jewish gospel singer, and he's going to be leading our services in a wonderful kosher gospel style. We'll be preceded by a deli dinner that comes from a wonderful deli in New York that I know you've heard of, that's across the street from Carnegie Hall, but I'm not allowed to say the name of the deli. And then we'll have a wonderful family program with him on Saturday, and on Sunday a gospel brunch. It promises to be an extraordinarily uplifting, exciting, fun weekend at the temple, and I hope you can join us there. For now, I'm healing, I'm enjoying the wonderful weather just as you are, and I'm looking forward to being back at the temple with you soon. Shabbat Shalom.